Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our introductory courses. My name is Reynold. I've been working in the clearing department for several years, and I'm glad to give you a brief introduction to our clearing and risk management. This is the outline of my presentation. I will introduce the qualifying central counterparty, the margin management, the daily market, and the risk management. The Shanghai International Energy Exchange is the central counterparties to all trading parties. And the INE implements the margin requirements and the daily market system. As a central counterparty, the INE shoulders a wide range of potential internal or external risks and has implemented a comprehensive risk management framework to identify, monitor, and address the risk exposures. Let's have a look at more details about QCCP. In January 2019, the CSRC formally approved INE as a qualifying central counterparty. And the INE has established a regulated and complete central counterparty clearing mechanism according to the financial market infrastructure principles since 2019. As a CCP, the INE acts as a buyer to every seller and the seller to every buyer, providing centralized performance guarantee for futures trading. Based on the principles of openness, fairness, impartiality, the INE has devoted to establishing a sound global trading platform. After launching crude oil futures, China's first futures product that is opened to the overseas investors, the INE has endeavored to benchmark against international standards and further improve its governance, market management, capacity to prevent and mitigate market risks, thereby laying a solid foundation for its future development. Each year, the INE completes an assessment report of its compliance with the principle for financial market infrastructures and disclose it publicly. The INE also publishes a comprehensive set of quantitative data in accordance with the guidelines set forth the public quantitative disclosure standards for central counterparties published by CPMI IOSCO. And the INE adopts a tiered clearing structure. We can have a look at the relationship between members, participants, and clients. The INE conducts clearing exclusively with members, including futures firm members and non-futures firm members. Each member conducts clearing with their clients, overseas special participants, and overseas intermediaries. Overseas special brokerage participants and overseas intermediaries clear with their clients. Overseas traders and brokers are required to open special accounts for futures settlement. All the special accounts are in compliance with relevant regulations and rules published by the People's Bank of China and State Administration of Foreign Exchange. The INE Unified Payment System is an electronic fund platform and has realized a real-time reporting, approval, and tracking of the transfer of futures funds between the INE and the members. Banks and futures transfer system is provided by the designated depository banks, respectively, to facilitate transfer of futures funds between members and their clients, and etc., in compliance with futures margin monitoring requirements. And the INE has implemented a daily market risk management. The INE monitors, measures, and identifies members' exposure in real time through its risk assessment system on a quantitative basis. After the close of each trading day, the INE will calculate for each member the profit and losses, the trading margin, the transaction fees and other costs based on the settlement prices of each contract, and revalue the collaterals according to the updated benchmark prices of the day. It also provides the members with the relevant data and information, such as the settlement prices, the positions, the settlement parameters, and the transaction fees on a daily basis. The day-end settlement is conducted by the clearing department after market close at 15 o'clock each trading day. The INE calculates and settles the profits and losses for all contracts at the settlement prices of the day, collects a trading margin based on the settlement prices and the margin requirements of the day. The INE also conducts a transfer of the net balance of each member's receivables and payables by increasing or decreasing the member's clearing deposit accordingly. Where the balance of a member clearing deposit falls below the minimum requirement, the member will receive a margin call, and the INE may deduct the amount from the member's dedicated fund account through depository banks. Once daily clearing is completed, the INE timely notifies members of the clearing results. Members, in turn, clear for their customers according to the clearing results of the INE. All depository banks are required to promptly complete account reconciliation after the INE completes the daily clearing. The INE's daily mark-to-market system and business rules can ensure the completion of the final settlement before the market open on the following trading day. The profits and losses, charges and fees, the delivery payments, and other payments should be paid in RMB funds. According to the relevant regulations and rules, overseas traders and brokers that directly authorize futures firm members to conduct clearing should open a special account for futures settlement with designated depository banks. Margins in the futures market is operated within a closed loop supervised by the China's Futures Market Monitoring Center on a daily basis to ensure implementation of the CSRC's rules on the safety custody of futures margins. Any issue that may endanger futures margin will be reported promptly. The INE's unified payment system features safety, high efficiency, and convenience. To a considerable extent, the system has reduced operating costs, improved the operational efficiency of futures fund, and enhanced the INE's monitoring of the liquidity risk. In accordance with the regulations on the administration of futures trading released by the State Council and other relevant regulations by CSRC, the INE has developed a complete set of rules, policies, and systems to fully cover the trading operation and the management of the futures market, such as trading, clearing, delivery, membership management, and the risk control, warrant management, and the handling of violations. The central bank, as well as the state administration of foreign exchange, also set of rules to facilitate overseas traders and brokers' engagement in trading and settlement, including special account opening, fund transfer, foreign exchange conversion, and etc. To ensure the safekeeping of futures margin and the smooth operation of futures trading, the INE has formulated a designated depository banks management rules. Banks engaged in futures margin depository business are prudentially designated by the INE. Banks should assist the INE in providing margin depository and transfer service, complying with applicable laws, regulations, the INE market rules, and are subjected to the INE's supervision and management. The INE currently designates 13 depository banks, including 12 large state-owned or national joint stock commercial banks, and 1 foreign bank, which is DBS China, all of which are reputable, financially robust commercial banks. 10 of 13 banks are listed here, provide futures margin depository service for overseas traders and overseas brokers. Now, let's move on to the margin requirement. DanYi implements a margin system that includes trading margin and clearing deposit. Trading margin refers to the funds deposited by a member into the INE's dedicated settlement account to ensure performance. It is the portion of margin being used to maintain existing positions. Once a futures trade is executed, DanYi collects margin from both sides, either in proportion to the value of the contracts concerned or by other methods as prescribed. The trading margin should be deposited in advance. The trading margin requirement is based on the life cycle stage of contracts. And we have lot size margining system. DanYi requires its margin model with a lot size margining system to cover the exposure of at least 1 day with a minimum 99% confidence level. I will highlight the lot size margining system later. Clearing deposit is a fund deposited in advance by a member into the INE's dedicated settlement account, which is not being used to maintain existing positions. And the INE sets minimum requirements for clearing deposit. For example, RMB 2 million yuan for futures firm members and RMB 500,000 yuan for non-futures firm members. After day-end clearing, a member whose clearing deposit falls below the minimum requirement is subjected to a margin call. DanYi's lot size margining system allows reduced margin requirements during arbitrage trading of the various contracts in the same product. Under this system, DanYi collects margin based on the lot size margin required for the long position and for short positions held by a client in the same product and on the books of the same member, or etc. The largest size margining is not applied after closing of 5th trading day prior to the last trading day. DanYi has developed and analyzed its lot size margining system over many years, and the system has proven its robustness. DanYi accepts assets with high credit and liquidity and low market risks as collateral. Currently, standard warrants and foreign exchange are accepted as margin collateral. DanYi has built a standard warrant management system that can use the client's code to identify the standard warrants of each client so as to ensure the security of collateral assets. During prescribed time windows, members may freely post standard warrants as margin or release them from the pledge. Any margin funds converted from standard warrants are immediately available for use. To reduce credit risks, DanYi daily marks the value of standard warrants to the market based on the settlement prices of the nearest delivery month futures contracts in that product. DanYi currently applies a haircut of 20% for standard warrants as collateral, which covers the full range of price limit of futures contracts and substantially covers the price risks of standard warrants. To mitigate concentration risks, DanYi prescribes that for a member using standard warrants as collateral, the maximum value of such standard warrants should not exceed 4 times of the total value of cash collateral in RMB. When using standard warrants as collateral, attention should be paid on the validity. A standard warrant for technical specified rubber 20 is valid for 12 months from the manufacturing date, whereas that of low sulfur fuel oil is valid for 6 months from the next month of its creations. Currently, DanYi only accepts US dollar as foreign exchange collateral with a haircut of 5%. DanYi manages a foreign exchange fund through unified payment system. a member may flexibly deposit and withdraw its foreign exchange at the prescribed period of time. The current-day CNY Central Parity Rates, as published by the China Foreign Exchange Trade System, or CFES, is a benchmark prices for calculating the market value of US dollar as collateral, and is updated on a daily basis. Zhang monitors the concentration of the foreign exchange and the standard warrants as margin collaterals by tracking the structure of the margin on a weekly basis. So far, no concentration holdings of the collateral have ever been identified. As a CCP, Zhang clears trades through its internal clearing department, which clears futures trades conducted on the INE. The credit risk facing the INE mainly arises from members' failure to pay off their outstanding debts. To manage participants' credit exposure and credit risks arising from the payment, clearing, and the settlement, Zhang has developed a set of comprehensive, robust risk management, including, firstly, a minimum 99% confidence level from the margin used to cover current exposures, and the sufficiency of the available financial resource that cover current and potential futures exposure of each participant. Secondly, a risk assessment system to monitor, measures, and identify members' credit exposure on a real-time and quantitative basis. Thirdly, post-trading stress test to dynamically evaluate the fund risks, both of any members and across the entire market, based on historical scenarios and hypothetical scenarios. Fourthly, implementation of a margin call, price limits, forced position liquidation, forced position reduction, and other systems at the day-end clearing to eliminate members' current credit risk exposures. For managing liquidity risks, Zhang has created a sound management framework by developing rules, executing agreements, building monitoring system, conducting stress tests, establishing a risk waterfall models, and performing due diligence to manage the liquidity risks from members, the designated depository banks, and the liquidity providers. Zhang has established a default waterfall for the tail credit risks uncovered by margin and collaterals. Upon occurrence of any losses, the relevant member should pay in advance for the loss of his clients, and decision on risk allocation should be adopted by the Risk Management Committee of the INE. Zhang's risk reserve is extracted at a certain ratio from the transaction fees collected from members and is of high availability and stability, as it is calculated separately and deposited into a special account. If a defaulting member still falls short of funds after the INE has taken relevant measures, the INE may draw on the risk reserve according to relevant procedures. If the INE suffers any actual credit losses resulting from any individual or combined default among the members arising from their performance of any duties to the INE, the INE will fulfill relevant obligations and responsibilities in the following sequence. Firstly, drawing on the risk reserve with approval of the Board of Directors. Secondly, making use of its own assets. Thirdly, exercise the right of the recourse of the member through legal proceedings. These are relevant website addresses. Okay, that is the end of my presentation. Thanks for your patience. See you next time.